recording. Alrighty, so we're going to go to page 73 in grammar. 73. And I bet you remember these from last year. Do you guys remember the www.asia words? Lizzie, oh, you got to go get something. Sawyer, do you remember? Try not to look at the list here, but do you remember what they are by heart? Yeah? Okay, unmute and tell us what the Asia words are. The www.asia.
I only know a few.
Okay.
It's when,
Yes.
what,
Yes.
there,
Where? So when, while, where?
when, where, who,
No, do you know what it is, Lizzie? See if she remembers.
While, where, um, when, as, if, since,
Since.
and although.
You're super close. Okay, here they are. Go ahead and mute. Sorry, there you go. It's when, while, where, as, since, if, although, because. We do have a dot B on this one. So stay muted and you guys read those with me, okay? Ready, read. When, while, where, as, since, if, although, because. Okay, one more time. When, while, where, as, since, if, although, because. Did you have a question, Sawyer?
um, at the end, and we're putting a www.asia in the stories. Um, and we put because down, and now we have a because clause in the future, probably. Can you use both? Like one because like boom, got rid of two.
Remember we used to call that double dipping. Do you remember we talked about that last year? So you can't double dip. So the answer is no. You have to, on our checklist, go ahead and mute Sawyer. On our checklist, you'll see that we have www.asia, and then we also have a separate because clause. So those are two different ones. So you can't use because for both, okay? But in our grammar book, we have www.asia.b, and we're going to mark because as an adverb clause here in this book, okay? So that's what we're talking about. It's a group of words that starts with one of these words, and you're going to mark it with parentheses like you did last year, and then you're going to label it with AC for adverb clause. We're going to start labeling them now this year in this book. So look at the example here. When the cat prowled at night, the mice hid where he could not reach them. So we have two adverb clauses here. One starts with when and one starts with where. And if you look at the W's, there's when and there's where. So that's part of that clause. It's one of those words. And then another thing to remember is that all clauses, even if it's a who, which clause, or a that clause, or a because clause, or a main clause, any clause has subject verb pair. Okay, so we've got the subject cat and the verb prowled in that clause. And then we have he, the subject he, and then could, and then reach in that clause. Okay, and there's a couple of comma rules. Malia, I see that you're here. We're on page 73. So, and then when you're ready, you can turn your camera on, okay? So the pattern here is if the adverb clause comes first, you need a comma. So it's AC, comma, MC. That's main clause, okay? So if it's adverb clause, comma, main clause. If it's the other way around and the main clause comes first, you don't need a comma. It's just MC, AC. No comma in that one. So look back up at this example. There's two up here. So the adverb clause that comes first, and then the main clause, believe it or not, the main clause here is the mice hid. That's it. That's the main clause. So here we've got an adverb clause before that, so we need a comma. See how it has a comma after the word night? That's because that's the adverb clause comes before the main clause. And then here it's after the main clause. The mice hid where he could not reach them. There's no comma there after hid because that comes after the main clause. See the pattern? Okay, so that's what I want you guys to pay attention to this week in your grammar books. Another thing to think about down here, did you notice that the word since is up here in the Asia clause? The S is since. But do you remember that since is also a preposition? And sometimes we mark those as a prepositional phrase, and sometimes we mark them as an adverb clause. So there's a rule to remember. So if it's used as a preposition, I'm jumping back down here at the bottom. Prepositional phrase, it says, since his trip, Timmy slept poorly. Since his trip is a prepositional phrase. And did you notice the pattern here? It says the pattern is the preposition since plus a noun, trip, but no verb. So that's how you can tell. If it's the word since, if it does not have a verb next to it, then it's going to be a prepositional phrase. If it does have a verb next to it, then it'll be an adverb clause. And here's your example of an adverb clause. Since he had traveled. Had traveled, those are two verbs together. We have traveled, that's an ed verb, and then had is a helping verb here. So since those verbs are near the word since, this is going to be an adverb clause. And then we need a comma because the main clause here, Timmy slept poorly, that comes after. So since he had traveled, Timmy slept poorly. And here's the pattern at the very bottom. It's the WWW word since plus the subject he plus the verb had traveled. Okay, so if you see the word since, you got to check, is there a verb by it? If there is, then it's a clause. It's an adverb clause. If there's no verb next to it, it's probably a prepositional phrase that you'll underline. We lost Malia. She must be having internet issues. All right, let's turn the page to 74. There's a little bit more on the back. Homophones, yay! We love homophones. All right, I see a little sign on your camera, Sawyer, that says slow down. Did you mean to put that there? Okay, just checking. Um, Homophones are words that sound the same, right? That's what that means. And we have the word there, and there. Look at the end of that paragraph. You see where it says there, and there. They all sound the same, but they're spelled different and they all mean different things. So this is going to tell us what they mean. So the first one is there. There is an adverb pointing to a place, like over there. There is the spot. So a way for me to remember that, I don't know if I told you this last year, but basically what you could do is cover up the T, and then you see the word here, and that can help you remember how to spell it. That word means like here or there. That'll help, here or there. That's a spot. And then we have THEIR. That's called a possessive pronoun. Their tails. That means the tails belong to them. Okay, so they belong to more than one mouse, their tails. And then here we have there with an apostrophe. They are is a contraction. They're hungry. They are hungry. And that one's kind of easy to remember because you see the apostrophe. So remember that's in place of a letter, and the letter is A because originally it was they are and they made it into there. They are. So guess what? They're going to make mistakes just for you in this book. They're going to use the wrong one just for you guys. And then you have to figure out what it should be. Like, look at this example down here. The mice tuck in their tails because they're too long. Originally, they had the wrong theirs. So you just draw a line through it like you do in your writing and then put the correct spelling above it. Remember our little spelling rule up here. Their tails belong to them, so it's THEIR. That's an adjective because it's telling whose. Whose tails are they? their tails. This one should be their, the contraction. They are too long. That's one way you can check it is if you put in they are. Does that make sense? They are too long. Yeah, that makes sense. But this contraction is doing a bunch of stuff. It's a pronoun, they. It's also the subject. And then the RE is the verb. So we've got a bunch of stuff going on there. We got a pronoun, subject, and verb all in one word. All right, you guys, do you have any questions about any of that? Okay. Let's go to the practice page. And how about Sawyer? Go ahead and read the sentence, please. Hmm.
Timmy fearfully wondered if Catnap poked and prodded the pillow at night.
Okay, good. Nice job. Prodded. That means to poke also. It's another word for poking or jabbing. But you probably, if you've ever seen a cat, sometimes they kind of stomp their feet to fluff up a pillow, make a little bed for themselves. Go ahead and mute, Sawyer. So prodded is a verb. You see the ed ending there. It's going to be a strong verb. So let's go ahead and check vocabulary. There's one article. Go ahead and find that. And then Lizzie, what about the four nouns?
Timmy,
Good,
pillow,
good,
night,
good.
and then catnap.
Catnap, good. That's the cat's name, I think, is catnap. Huh? Yeah. Good. And then Malia, what about the ly adverb?
Fearfully
Fearfully, since that was just one, how about you find the coordinating conjunction too? What's that?
and
Nice. Good job. Fanboys. That's one of the fanboy words. Good job. All right, we're going to come back to the prepositional phrase. Actually, let's jump down to, yeah, what about the adverb clause? What do you think, Sawyer? Where's the adverb clause? Remember, that's the www.asia. You see one of those words in here?
let me see.
I'm going to write it
While
in.
where
Yeah.
as since
Remember what the I is for?
no, I think it's at.
No, it's if.
If
If. Do you see that word?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's the beginning. Where does it end?
Poked.
Actually, keep going. It's going to be finish up the rest of
Night.
that thought. Say it again.
Night.
Yes, all the way to the end. Good job. And we're going to label it AC. That stands for adverb clause. Good job. And I wrote up here www.asia just in case you need a little refresher on that. And Malia, I know you came in a little bit late, but that's what we talked about in our lesson today. So you can go back to that page if you need to refresh your memory on those words. But okay. How about Lizzie? What about the verbs and the subjects? Help us find those.
Wondered for the verb,
Wondered. Yep, that's a verb.
and then poked.
Yep,
Timmy for the subject,
good.
and then catnap for the subject.
And there's one more verb that the catnap did. There's,
Prodded.
there you go, prodded. Good. So she did, I can't remember, is catnap a boy or a girl? I don't know either. But anyway, the catnap did two things, poked and prodded. And then Malia, what about, do you see where the prepositional phrase is now?
Wait, I couldn't hear you. What'd you say?
Help us find the prepositional phrase. That's the last thing to find.
Oh, wait, wait. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Is
There's a word
at
that's not marked. Yep, there you go. So what's the whole phrase?
oh at night.
Perfect. Good job. That's the phrase. Capitals, you can go ahead and do that. That's going to be Timmy and Catnap because that's a name. And then Sawyer, what about the comma? Do we put one in or take one out? Make sure you unmute, Sawyer. There you go.
I think take one out.
Yes, right here. Do you know why we take that one out?
Because there's an in there.
Because it doesn't go there. That's true. So it's because we're listing two things that he did. Poked and prodded. Remember, if it's just two, you don't need a comma. If it's three, you do need commas. So that's why we're taking that one out. And then the end mark goes here. Okay, good job, you guys. Go ahead and put away your grammar for now and get out your binders. And you guys got to do some fun creative writing this week. Did you guys have fun doing that, by the way? Yeah. I do want to hear your stories. I know Sawyer didn't get a chance to finish his yet. That's okay. But Lizzie and Malia, did you get to finish yours? Yay. Okay, I would love to hear you guys read them.
I didn't finish mine completely because I couldn't find the video. Like I didn't know where you posted it.
Oh no,
So
it's I usually post it on Stream. You know where that is on Google Classroom?
yeah, I found it eventually,
Oh.
but it was like late. So-
Oh, okay. So if you don't want to read yours, that's okay, but maybe Lizzie can read yours. Did you write about ice cream truck or food fight?
A food fight because I
Food
thought that one was more interesting.
Yes. Okay. That sounds fun. And do you need me to pull it up or do you have it with you?
I have it. I haven't put it in yet because my
Oh,
mom
okay.
needs to check some things.
Okay.
So the
So
title is Food Fight Madness. And
perfect.
I don't know what else to say. It says, in El Camino Real Elementary School, in the cafeteria, students were eagerly lined up to get food, more food, or throw away napkins and put back the trays. Maria was with her tray with food. Carl was with his steaming tray of lunch. Right. Everyone was with a tray of food. Sam, who forgot about his milk carton, suddenly ran and collided with Carl because he wasn't watching where he was going, tripped and dropped his food when he rounded the corner. Food fight, a random student yells. Suddenly everyone in the cafeteria was wildly making and throwing a mess. Maria had mustard and ketchup bottles and squirted mustard and ketchup everywhere. Anna threw a stale piece of bread at a boy named John. John grabbed and threw food from a random table upwards to the ceiling. Tina throws cans, food, plastic cups, and trays behind her like she was digging with a shovel and throwing all the dirt behind her. While Carl helped Sam up and threw a pie at his face.
Oh no.
Sam and Carl laughed. Carl, but with a K instead of a C, who calls himself Superman, got mustard and ketchup. Ketchup bottles jumped off a table he was on and squirted the mustard and ketchup and yelled, "See, he can fly! Superman must be my grandfather." Everyone made a mess and a mess because they were too excited to stop. But then they paused and thought. Then all the students left the cafeteria. They left for another room because they didn't want to get blamed for the chaos. Although they just made another mess with food. The bell rang and everyone ran quickly to their class. The cafeteria was a disastrous
Is it disaster?
I don't know what it is.
Disaster?
Uh,
No?
Disastrous, I think that's what it says.
Oh, disastrous.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Disastrous. It's an adjective. You probably have that. Like that just means like it's a disaster. So it's another way
Yeah.
to say that. Disastrous. Okay.
Disastrous mess with a happy face and a handprint on two different tables, which left the janitor to clean the mess of the food fight madness.
Good
No.
job. I love it. Okay, you guys, you know what to do.
Oh my
That
god.
was so funny. Okay, so Carl with a K. I thought was funny. And then was he known as? What did you say? Superman or
Yeah, Superman.
Superman?
That's what he
That
calls
was
himself.
funny. And then his great or grandfather or something like that. Is that what you said? Must have been Superman. Oh my gosh, that was funny. Sawyer, did you want to say something?
It's a question. When I
Okay.
when I was doing my homework, like the stories, and uh and I saw Louis Pasteur was completed,
Yeah?
and um and I didn't do anything, not the grammar or the stuff or the this story, and it said you turned it in, but then when we got to dining, all of a sudden it was back in.
Yeah, because okay, yeah, I don't know what happened. Something happened to that post. So I deleted it and I made a new one. And so it should be fixed now.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah. So I don't know what happened to that, but it didn't post right. So now it should be good now.
Okay.
Okay. So hopefully
Wait,
Sawyer.
I do have another question.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Um, remember last year where you said our parents, if they said like we could skip it if our parents were okay with it. Does
I
it
do
apply to
remember.
this year?
It's up to your parent. Yes, it's up to your parent. Well, make sure. Don't just assume that. All right, go ahead and mute. Here, I got you. Okay. So, okay. There's such an echo in your computer. Um, we are done. Okay, except for Sawyer. Don't put this away yet. Check with your parent about whether or not they want you to do this assignment, okay? And Malia, it sounds like you started it, but you're not quite done with it yet. Is that right? Okay.
I'm not gonna finish. I'm
So,
not gonna skip dining because I already have a paragraph in. I plan to
okay.
skip Louis Pasteur.
Okay, go ahead and get out week 12. You can put away week 11 because we're done with that one. And you're going to get out week 12. It's another story with pictures. So, Sawyer and Malia, I hope you guys have time to finish it before next class because I want to hear your stories too, okay? So try to get it done before next class. These are fun, writing from pictures. These are pretty fun to do. So, week 12 has one, two, three, four, 5 pages. So, go ahead and get out all 5 pages for week 12. And it's called Food on a Stick or Family Dinner. Two weird titles. Food on a Stick. I guess Family Dinner doesn't sound too weird, but Food on a Stick. You've probably heard of Hot Dog on a Stick before.
Actually, doesn't a food on a stick doesn't sound that weird because what about a kebab?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Bob.
Bob, hey, kebab. All right, give me a thumbs up when you got these out. You don't need line paper today, just these 5 pages from week 12. Once you have it out, give me a thumbs up. Good, thank you. Good. You might have noticed a tan page in there. It's kind of like a light yellow page. I want to go through that page first. So put this one on top of your stack here. Okay, I see that. Page 107. This is new for you guys as far as writing goes. You've been finding, I know last year we looked for openers in your grammar book, but this is going to be new for you if in writing, you're going to start using openers in your writing now, which is pretty cool. So an opener is that first part of your sentence. And in writing, if you change up the way you start a sentence, it makes it so much better to read and it sounds really good. So that's what we're going to practice doing is trying to start sentences a little bit differently. This one's called a prepositional opener. Do you guys remember learning about openers last year at all? No? This is new. Okay, this is new to you. So an opener, you already know prepositions because we find those in your grammar book with prepositional phrases. We know about those. But these are called openers. And see how it has the number 2 right here? That's because we're going to label these with a 2, not a 1, because a 1 is something else, and we're going to learn that too. But we're starting with this one. It says the prepositional opener is a prepositional phrase placed at the beginning of a sentence. There's 2 examples here. I'm going to read these. See how it has the number 2 with a bracket next to it? That's how you're going to label these sentences in your writing. And there's a bracket on your keyboard when you type. I think all of you are typing. It should be like if you look at your keyboard, it should be kind of under the backspace or the delete button. If you go down a little bit, there's 2 styles of brackets. You want to use the one that's a square. It's straight on the sides. You see that one on your keyboard? Give me a thumbs up if you see it on yours. Yeah, good. That's how you use that. You don't have to hold shift or anything to get that. You just click it and then put the number 2 and then do the other side of the bracket. So it looks like this, okay? And this says, despite a lengthy childhood sickness, Teddy Roosevelt enjoyed a life of activity and adventure. It's just a random sentence, but they want to show you how to start a sentence with a preposition. The word is despite. And did you guys notice down at the bottom, there's a whole list. This is going to be great to have handy for you. And I want you to look for the word despite on that list, and they're in alphabetical order. If you see the word despite, give me a thumbs up. See if you can find it. Okay, Lizzie has it. Okay, good. Malia, good. Yay, you all found it. It's down here under the D's, despite. That's a preposition. Notice it's the very first word. This is a new way to start a sentence. And this will help the sentence sound really good, like that one. And then look at the next example. In 1901, Teddy Roosevelt became the youngest president in the nation's history. So that word in, look for in on your list down below. See if you find it. I-N. Okay, good. Malia has it. Sawyer, good. I-N, in. Okay, good. So it's over here by the I's down at the bottom of the second column right here. That's a preposition, and notice it's the very first word. So that's a prepositional opener. Now you don't have to underline it. In our grammar books we do, but we're not underlining in your writing because you underline your dress-up words. This is not a dress-up word. This is different. This is an opener. So you're going to use a number with the bracket, number 2. And then there's some notes here. I'm going to go through these really quick. It says, notice, a prepositional phrase begins with a preposition and contains at least 2 words. Okay? And then number 2, a prepositional phrase ends with a noun. A prepositional phrase never contains a verb. There might be other words between the preposition and the noun, but there is never a verb in a prepositional phrase. So, despite a lengthy childhood sickness, there's no verb in there. And then in 1901, Teddy Roosevelt, there's no verb in there. The verb comes later. Okay. And then to indicate that a sentence begins with a prepositional opener, label it with a 2. And this says in the left margin. You're not going to do that part. It says, or place a number 2 right before the sentence. That's the one I want you to do. Right before the sentence, type in the 2 with the brackets. And then there's a comma rule. If the prepositional phrase has 5 words or more, follow it with a comma. A comma is optional, but usually not recommended with shorter phrases. So look at that example up here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. despite a lengthy childhood sickness. So we use a comma because there's five. This one only has technically three words. It has a number in there too, but you don't need a comma after that. So if it's five words or more, you do need a comma. Let's look at your checklist really quick because I want to show you where it's at on the checklist. That's going to be on page 109 right here. Okay, it's official. You guys have all your dress ups. There's six of them. One, two, three, four, five, six. So now you have all six. Okay. You need to have all six in each paragraph. So it's going to get harder for you guys, but you're ready for this. Okay. Each paragraph has six. And then look under your dress ups. You see where it says sentence openers? It says number one of each as possible. So notice you have your three boxes. You have first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph. So you only need one of these in each paragraph. And notice how it shows you with the two with the bracket. That's how you label these things. You put a two in a bracket right before the sentence. You guys have any questions about those openers? So you're going to use this page right here that we just went over. You're going to pick any of these words because this is your list right here. And you're going to use one of these words to start one of your sentences in each of your paragraphs, okay? You're going to start a sentence with this. It's an opener. And you're going to label it with a two with that little bracket around it. It'll get easier the more you do it, but I know this is the first time you've heard about this, so I want to make sure you understand. All right, let's go to the pictures now. We've got two sets of pictures. I'm going to put them like this so we can kind of look at both of them because you have choices here. You get to decide which story you want to write. It's okay to pick either one, but you probably noticed there's boxes with X's. Did you guys see that? I mean, that was obvious. It's like, wait a second, what's going on? Yeah. So that's because they want you to imagine what that paragraph is going to be about. So on this one with the food on the stick, you've got your first paragraph, your second paragraph, but your third paragraph is completely up to you. You get to imagine what happens next. This is creative writing. You can either draw a little picture in here or just imagine it in your head of what you think happens at the end. This one's even harder with the dinner, the family dinner. You don't know what happens before that or after that. So you're going to completely imagine what the first paragraph is going to be about. And then you already know the picture for the middle paragraph. And then you got to make up the third paragraph. So let's brainstorm some ideas here. Do you have any ideas of what you're thinking about writing? I see Lizzie's hand. What do you think, Lizzie? What do you want to write about?
I don't know why, but this has been stuck in my head for the family dinner. What if
Okay.
what if a clown comes in and throws a pie at their face?
That kind of goes along with your food fight, huh?
Yeah.
A clown comes in and throws a pie. I love it. That's a good one. What about you, Sawyer? What do you think? Do you have any ideas on what you want to write about?
I have an idea for the first paragraph for family dinner and the last paragraph for food on the stick. So I'm gonna do family dinner first. I was thinking that a little kid would. So in some countries, um, kids don't eat with their families.
Okay.
And this kid was, and that kid was one of them. So this kid was watching TV, uh, and then she saw a family eating dinner together. And then that's when the second paragraph comes in where she asks if we could do a family dinner.
Ah, I like it. That's a good idea. So
Now
she's
we
not used to that. So she'll start something new with her family. I love it.
Yeah. And then for food on a stick, the last paragraph,
Hmm.
I I was actually thinking, um, it was like one of those Dunkin' stuff where there's a clown sitting on this board, and then there's like a tub of water below it, and then you hit this sign, and then it drops the clown into the water.
Oh, yeah, that's called a dunk tank. Have you ever seen
Yeah.
that?
So on the stick, you say,
Okay.
$1 extra to dunk the clown.
Yours is gonna have a clown too, so is Lizzie's. That's funny. What do you think, Malia? Do you have any ideas yet?
Not really. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think
Okay.
I think I want to do this one. Wait. I can't see. Wait, let me unblur myself. The one, wait, the one with the like food on a stick.
Oh, the food on the stick. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Did you think about what's going to happen at the end of that one yet, or are you still thinking about it?
Yeah, I'm still thinking. I don't really know.
So let's start with that one. If you're doing the other story, that's okay. We're going to just do this one together to start with, just to get some ideas going, because the more we talk about it, then the more you might be inspired. So let's go ahead at the top. Remember what we did last time? You write down those question words. That's going to help you come up with a plot. So at the very top in that little space, I want you to write down who and then what, when, where, why, and how. Those are the big six. Remember we talked about those last year, or actually last week too, if you watched the video. I know I haven't seen you in a couple weeks, so it's been a little while, but that is how we think. Remember we talked about that before, that your brain is so smart, it thinks automatically, but it's also a skill that you can develop. You can practice thinking and you'll get better at it. And one thing I want to remind you is that when you hear something, like let's say you're at Walmart with your mom or your dad and you're walking around shopping, but you overhear somebody say something next to you, and they say something really weird, like, I think I used this example before, but like the sky is gone. What if they say something really weird like that? Like the sky is gone. It's disappeared. We don't have a sky anymore. And then you're like, okay, why did the guy say that? This is when you start thinking, why did he say that? Where did the sky go? When did that happen? How did the sky disappear? And who is this guy saying that? So you can start asking yourself these questions. And then another good thing to do is always ask your parents or somebody you trust in your family. They'll help you understand, but never just believe something like that, especially when it comes from a stranger or if it comes from the internet. Sometimes the internet isn't true. I'm just going to tell you that now. Sometimes the stuff you see like on AI and all that crazy stuff, sometimes it's not real. And even people saying stuff on the internet, sometimes they say stuff that's not real. So it's really important for you to practice asking yourself questions about what you hear or what you see to think. This is a skill. Okay. There's more words we put on here. Do you guys remember these? Invisible. Put that one down. That's like what could be invisible in the picture. Maybe there's a bunch of people here or a bunch of clowns. I don't know. Or what's outside. Remember how we talked about outside of the picture? Not outside as in outdoors, but like outside the frame of the picture. Maybe there's somebody else there, or there's something else there. Like maybe here there might be rides next to that. You just can't see it in the picture, but maybe there's some rides. And then put the words before and after, and that's it at the top. When you ask yourself these questions about these pictures, that helps you think of a good story or a good plot. And that's what we're going to do here. So look at that first picture. Remember, each one goes with a paragraph. So it's kind of, I know we looked ahead a little bit. That's okay. Try to just keep it about this top picture. So does anybody have any ideas of where they are? Where could they be in this picture? Lizzie, what do you think? Where are they?
Maybe a fair.
Maybe a fair, like the Kern County Fair, something like that. Okay, what do you think, Sawyer?
A carnival?
A carnival, possibly? How about Malia? What do you think?
I was gonna say carnival or like a circus.
Yep, carnival or like a circus. Yep, all of those are good ideas. So you get to pick. So what we're doing first is that central fact. Remember, that's what's literally in the picture. So you can decide where they are. Um, put that word here if you want to put fair or carnival. And then we see two people. To me, it looks like maybe a boy and a girl. But in your story, it could be two friends that are boys or two friends that are girls, or it could be a brother, sister, whatever you want to pick. But go ahead and let's name your people. Okay, so think of two names here. And so we'll put the place, either fair, carnival, circus, and then the names of the people. And then this is where, after you get the central fact down, that's what you see in the picture. This is where you're going to start asking these questions, kind of moving around these questions up here. You don't have to go in order. They can be in whatever order. Lizzie, do you have an idea, or was that from earlier?
I have an idea.
Okay,
Like, it can be a big brother with his little brother or sister, and or it can be a big sister with her little brother or sister.
that's
Like
a good
that.
one. I like that. So you can put that here if you want to just introduce them as a brother and sister or put their names, and then you can explain it when you write the sentence. So notice they have money in their hands and maybe, well, by the way, can you see the names of the on the stick things? You have to look kind of close. Mac and cheese on a stick.
I
I
can
want
read
to see
all
what
of them.
you
I
can.
can, I
Okay.
can, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Mac and cheese on a stick, deep fried ice cream on a stick, pizza on a stick, there's there's one I can't read, octopus on a stick, and deep fried candy bar on a stick.
Oh my goodness. I wonder if the one in the back by the circus tent, it might say sandwich on a stick. I don't know.
Yeah,
You think that's what it is?
yeah.
No, no,
No?
I
it's
think
too
that's
long.
what it is.
Maybe
It's too
it looks
long.
like it starts with an S.
I think it is sandwich.
I don't
But
know.
there, but
You can make it
it's
up.
SANL.
I
That's
don't
what
know
I
what
saw.
starts with SANL.
I forgot how to spell sandwich.
Squash.
Actually,
Maybe
sandwich is pretty
squash.
easy because it starts with sand. And then
Yeah, and then
which is just, is it WHICH or is it WICH? I think it's just WICH. Now I'm
no,
confused.
it's WHICH.
Is it? Let
Yeah,
me
that's
look.
which.
It's no, okay, it's SAND. We got that part right. Sand. And then which is WICH. There's no H in there.
Oh,
That's the who which clause you're thinking of. So this is a
oh,
little different. Yeah.
I
But I
thought they were the
confused
same.
myself. I had to check. All right.
So it is sandwich.
Okay, so go to number one here and let's think about what are they planning to do? They have money. Oh, let's talk about where they got their money. Did their mom give them money? Did they earn their money? Maybe they did chores and they earned money or they got
They
money
mowed
from
other
birthday.
people's lawns.
They what? Oh, they mowed
They,
other people's lawns. That's a good one. So
I'm gonna do that.
put how
And
they got the money.
I don't know what their names. Oh, I just thought of the names.
Oh, okay, good. Go ahead and put down their names. So basically, you're going to start taking notes here. The rules are still the same. You can use three words and then numbers, abbreviations, and symbols. Those are all free, like always. So you get to fill in your notes here. Okay. And you can go in whatever order you want to go in. I'm just trying to help you think of ideas here. So what do you think, Malia? How did they get their money?
I want to say that they had been, they've been wanting to go to this fair all year, and they have been doing chores and saving up money to be able to go to the fair.
I love it. That's a good one. All right, good. So start taking down, like you could put saved, and then do it like a dollar sign and wait and then year or something like that. Put your notes down, your key words that you want to use. And then we'll go on to the next one. How about what do you think they're going to buy? Which one on the stick are they going to buy? And it can be one that's in the picture or you can make up one because remember, it could be something invisible or something outside of the frame. Maybe there's more that you don't see. So you can decide what they want to buy. So what are they going to buy? We could put that here for two. I'm just putting lines so that you guys can think of ideas, okay?
Okay, so I figured out what I put for how they got the money and their names and where they're at.
Okay, good. And
So,
then,
can I
okay.
tell you?
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Uh, so it's gonna be a fair because carnival, I don't really want to spell it, and it takes up too much room for the central fact because it just barely fit.
Okay.
And and it was Fair, Ripsaw, and Jordan.
Okay. That's
But
cool.
the boy is Ripsaw, the girl is Jordan. His
Okay.
name, the boy is Ripsaw because he has a bony back.
Here's a
He and
bony
he's
back.
and he's actually named after the fish, the
Oh,
Ripsaw
okay.
catfish.
That's clever.
And her name's just Jordan.
Okay.
And Ripsaw actually was in a rock band. So let's
Oh,
look at
okay.
another one. And and then they and for how they got the money is mowed people's lawns money.
Okay,
Money,
good.
money, money.
Okay, good.
I
I
had to
like it.
put one extra word uh,
For what?
for how they got the money.
You could put mowed neighbors' lawns.
Well, where's the money part?
That's where they got the money, right? Or put a dollar sign.
Mm, okay.
I mean, it's up to you. You can decide. What do you think, Lizzie?
So I haven't wrote it down yet, but I was thinking of it. So they're in a fair, and
Okay.
John from the food fight story, that
Okay.
John, he's with his little brother named Jack, and they're in the fair, and so then they're gonna get rock candy on a stick for Jack, and then what is it? Um, like I think it's octopus on a stick for John, and then
Okay.
so Carl, Carl from the food fight story comes with with a pie on a stick, grabs the pie and then throws it at John. But then but then John or Jack blocks it by hitting it with his little rock candy like a baseball and a bat, and so then it hits back at Carl.
Oh no, that's not good. You got some drama in your story. Okay, so it's okay if you don't have all five yet. You can be thinking about that when you sit down to do your homework later this week. But just remember that try to keep your details only about this picture. Okay, you can talk about like if it was like what kind of a day was it? Was it a hot day? Was it a cold day? I mean, they're in t-shirt and tank top, so it's probably summertime. And who else is at the fair or the carnival? Maybe there's a whole class. Maybe their class is there, or maybe it's their family, or maybe they're, um, I don't know, whoever they're with, friends. And then there is a circus tent here, so you can say something about that, like what's happening inside the tent. Maybe they're going to get ready to go into a show or something. inside there. You guys can make all that up. And then let's move on to the next picture though, so we can kind of keep going with our story here. Here's where they actually pick a place. And we already kind of said that at the beginning, but that's okay. Now they're going to order. Okay, so you can say their names or something here, and then what they order or how much it costs, right? Because now the central fact is literally what you see here. You can name that guy if you want with the hat on. Have you ever been to Hot Dog on a Stick before? You guys ever been to that? No? There's a restaurant called Hot Dog on a Stick. They wear hats like that. Kind of. Yes, go ahead, Sawyer.
I don't think he's buying something. I think the people outside are buying. Wait, that's them?
Oh yeah, these two are the kids right here. And
Oh,
this guy's inside. He's inside his little booth and he's the one taking their order. Does that make sense?
I just thought he was the boy in there.
Oh,
I thought he
no.
was the boy. I was like,
That was the confusing.
they
No.
got it wrong.
I think he's inside the booth. So you
Yeah,
could give
because it
that
says
guy
on a stick.
on a stick. Exactly. That's inside. So maybe they know each other. Maybe they're like, "Hey, I know you from school," or "You live next door to me," or maybe they know each other, right?
They have their rivals.
They're rivals.
And kebab
Maybe.
store fighting. In kebab
Well, he
store
looks
fighting.
happy. I don't know if they start fighting, but if you want them to fight, you can have them fight. This is your
He's like
story.
insulting him, like I don't know, he's insulting him by like,
You think so?
hey shorty. Like that.
Maybe they're ordering something like um mac and cheese on a stick,
How about I can
but
boom you?
oh my gosh. But maybe he gets the order wrong or something and he gives them something totally different. And they're like,
Like,
no, that's not what I wanted.
I'll give you an octopus honest.
Ew, that would be kind of gross, huh? What do you think, Malia? Do you have any ideas on what's going on in your story yet?
I don't know what to write because, like, I just can't think of anything.
You don't like the ideas that we're talking about
No,
yet?
it's not that. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard, Malia. I feel the same way because I feel a lot better about writing reports about real things and facts and stuff. It's hard for me to be creative, so I understand that. So maybe when you do your homework later and you're by yourself and it's quiet, you might have ideas then. You guys could even get ideas off of another book or a movie. If you have any movie ideas you want to incorporate in here, that's okay. Whatever you want to do. I know it's hard to create stuff, but let's just look at the last one. I know there's no picture here, but what do you guys think? I know you had some ideas earlier about what happened at the end. I think Lizzie was talking about somebody getting a pie thrown in their face. And I think Sawyer talked about that dunk tank. Maybe they went over to play a game and they did the dunk tank and they dunked somebody in the water. Go ahead, Sawyer.
I finally know how to match up the whole story.
Oh, good.
So
Okay.
it goes like, Jordan and Ripsaw went to the fair and they mowed people's lawns to get the money. Then they wanted to get something on a stick, mac and cheese, I don't know. And then he saw his rival, and they were in elementary together, kebab fighting.
Kebab fighting.
And then he said, "Come, come on, dunk the clown." And then he said, "Okay." And then he hit the target, but then his rival threw a pie in his face, and he's like, "Let's do ball fights."
was Lizzie's idea. Oh my gosh, these are gonna be so funny. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. What do you think, Lizzie? Oh, sorry, was there more, Sawyer?
And then no, no, it was a tie.
Okay.
And then another rival came and just kept going for eternity. The end.
So write down your notes before you forget, okay? Use your keywords and write it down so you
So
don't
funny.
forget. Go ahead, Lizzie. What about you?
I figured out what to do at the end.
Okay.
What is it? Oh yeah, that where Jack and John go to a ride, like a roller coaster, like one of those things that go back and forth and goes higher and higher,
Oh yeah.
something
Okay.
like that, or like a roller coaster. And then Carl comes but doesn't go on the ride, gets a pie, and then and then when the thing goes close to where he is, he starts throwing him at Jack and John. But then but then uh Carl threw it at the clown that was in the dunk the clown,
Oh my
because the
gosh.
fucking clown is higher than the boat. So then I guess he just like threw it too far and it hit the clown. And then the clown looks at him, and then he gets out of the dunk, puts someone else on there, and then the clown comes, grabs a pie, and then starts throwing it at Carl.
This is gonna get crazy. Oh my gosh. That's gonna be so funny. What another mess, huh? All right, you guys, let's look at the checklist really quick again. I know we looked at it earlier. And by the way, I forgot to say, if you change your mind and you want to write about the family dinner, that's okay. So Malia, if you like the idea of doing this one, it's okay. You can do this one, either one. And don't forget to use the question words. That's going to be what helps you come up with your ideas. Okay, so don't forget about that part. And then the checklist. So, like I said earlier, you have 6 dress ups now. So this is where it gets tricky. So what I recommend is try to keep your dress ups in your mind as you're typing it, and you can add them as you go. But if you need to finish your paper and then go back and find a spot for those, that's okay too. But you have the sentence opener. So one of those sentences is going to start with a preposition. Like the word as right here is a good one. You can say, like, as they were riding on the roller coaster, the clown got hit in the face by a pie or something like that. Or um, let's see, what's another one? Outside the circus tent something happened or something like that. Or between the two names, like Jack and Carl, between Jack and Carl, there was a little dog or something. You can think of different sentences here, but make sure you start with one of these words, at least one sentence in each paragraph. Okay. Do you guys have any questions about this prepositional opener? Okay, good. It's another challenge. You guys are ready for it. You got this. All right, that's it for today. You guys did great. Have a great week, and I'll see you. I can't wait to hear your stories. So try to get them done before class so we can read them, okay? I'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
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 Bye.